How is it going, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of InTheShed. It's your host with the most, the boy Hancer. I'm here with the boy Nicolás Maduro, who just escaped prison last night. That boy Trump is looking for him. We're back another week. I mean, I don't know if you've been looking at the news. If you have, then you know what's going on here. But this is the one and only with his full suit of Nike tech. The man himself, the man of the hour, Nicolás Maduro. This is crazy. This is one of the most high profile interviews I could get. Out of all people, a person that has never set foot into the United States only for the first time after the New Year's by force. This man's was kidnapped from his house and brought here by force. Cut. I gotta fix the lights. Cut. Bow. All right, we're back. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry about that. I had to fix the lights. Oh my lord. That's the boy, guys. That's the boy. Anyways. Boom. Welcome back, guys. It's in the shed. Welcome back to the home of positivity. This is the pathway to connection. What does that mean? What is the pathway to connection? What's the home of positivity? Here in the shed, we keep it positive. You know, there's too much negative already going on for me to add more to it. For more to give you some of my negativity, whatever's happening in my life. It's already enough of that. I don't got to do that. Let's try to be the opposite of that. What do we talk about? The positive things got going on, because no matter what, there's positive things going on. Whether you want to admit it, whether you want to see it or not, it's going on. You woke up today. That's positive. Period. That's positive. Oh, well, but my life is not going how I want it. I don't like my job. This and that. Well, you woke up today to have the opportunity to do something about that. You heard that? To do something about that. Not to just lay in bed and do nothing all day and then not progress anything, right, Maduro? You gotta do something about it. And I'm here to remind you that that's what we have to do. That's our job every day, is to do something about it. We could sit here, we can complain all we want, but ain't nothing gonna change as you get up and do it. What that boy Sheila Booth said, just do it. So before we move on, let's talk about the boy. Breaking news was been going on recently with the boy. Trump, I don't even know what day it was. I just know that I woke up the other day and the boy was in our country, in our international waters. He was on the way here. So all I know is that we pulled up on him. Apparently, they've been watching his moves for the last couple of weeks, learned his whole routine. So the CIA was just standby watching, and they were like, all right, boys, he's taking his little siesta at 6 p.m. He's going to wake up at 9. He's going to start partying. He's going to be doing all the drugs that he be shipping over here. And then, boom, by 1 in the morning, U.S. time, 2 in the morning, Venezuelan time, they were in his kitchen serving him up dinner. And next thing you know, he got him on, well, was it it was a copter. I think they had him on a copter. He's all Nike teched out. They had him, they put that face mask on him to cover his eyes. They had those headphones on him. Maybe I can make it more realistic. Maybe you should get some headphones on him. There he goes. I got the headset on him because I don't know if I want him to hear what we talking about. But anyways, I don't even know where I was. They had the boy with that face covering thing, so he couldn't see nothing, couldn't see the coordinates of the base, and they put the headset on him so he couldn't hear nothing either. I don't know. Might as well put him in a COD lobby at that point. So I don't know, man. The Venezuelan people are happy about this. Obviously, they didn't want this man. This man was in an illegitimate power. I think he like ignored the last 3 elections. To the last two he lost, and like the third one on that list, he rigged, and everyone was like, "Wait a minute, he shouldn't have won this." So they got the boy in custody, and like you can't really say much because some people don't like Trump. Some people would be happy if someone got and took Trump. So I don't even know what to say. It's a good thing, right? He's a criminal, but I don't know, man. Not now. The boy Trump is taking the oil in. All that money going to his DK offshore's account, Americans account, and then that money will go back to Venezuela. Really now? Is it gonna go back to Venezuela? Anyways, guys. Anyways, let's hope for the best. We have to be positive. Let's hope that whoever gets in power now, it's a I don't know, fixes the humanitarian crisis going on there. Hopefully, it's a person for the people, by the people, voted on by the people. But you know what? I ain't know any better. Shout out the boy Maduro. Let's see how it goes in court. He already pleaded not guilty. They must have a good translator in there because how do you even know how these charges work? How does a court system in Venezuela work? It's probably not even the same as here. I wonder y'all can hear that plane. I don't know. I kind of there's a new noise cancellation going on with the podcast, and I'm gonna have to tweak those settings. It's like I kind of miss you guys being able to hear like the birds outside, the dogs, the planes passing by. You guys heard when the neighbors were cutting the lawn. So I don't know. Maybe I should turn that setting down. Maybe when the producer decides to come back to the podcast, maybe we can work on that. I don't know. Producer's been on a hiatus because it's so cold out here. You'll see, we all bundled up here in the shed. It gets freaking break out here in the winter. And wait, I'm getting wait for the spring though. My brain always thinks that the beginning of the year is like the resets of the seasons. So my brain always thinks that like the beginning of the year is spring, and then summer comes, and then fall and winter again. I wish, man. I wish that winter was only 2 months. I wish. Anyway, let's move on from Maduro, and let's move into the new year, 2026, guys. What are your plans this year? I have a lot of goals this year. Some of the goals from last year got put on this list. Which, listen, guys, if you got New Year's resolutions, maybe you don't get them done. Maybe you don't comply with them for the rest of the year. But it's to push you, you know. I wanted to read 6 books last year. I think it was 10. I started with 6, but I wanted to read 10. I wanted to read 10 books last year, and I read like 5. And the year before that, I think I read like 4 or 5. So I'm still keeping it on top of on myself. If I never made that New Year well, I keep saying New York. This man is here in New York. If I never made that New Year's resolution, maybe I would have never even pushed myself. Maybe I would have just forgotten about my books. That's why it's important to keep track of yourself. Write things down, journal a little bit. Get it. You don't even have to journal every day. Journal like every quarter of the year, and then write like a little summary for that quarter. You know, things that you've done, that you're working on, where your mind is at, things like that. But what are your New Year's resolution? I want to continue reading this year. I want to get back and maybe hit the 10 this year. Now, for 2 years in a row, I've hit 5. Maybe I can get to 10 this year. And I don't count audiobooks. Maybe I should start counting audiobooks. I do not count audiobooks. So I try to, physical books. I have a couple that I've had for like a year and a half now that I haven't gotten to. I gotta get to those. I can't wait for that. But I've been working on my book, and in the middle of working on that book, which I mentioned to you guys before, in the middle of working on that book, I started to think about another book I want to write. I started doing some research on that. So, and I also don't think that I necessarily need to do too much research for this one. I think the concept is kind of like simple, and then this, if I keep it simple, I think it'll be the best. The simpler, the better. With that type of book, if you get too complicated, it's not gonna do what it's supposed to. Cannot wait to get a little more, I guess, ahead in the progress on that one, so I can start talking to you guys more about it. But I cannot wait for that. My goal is to have at least one of those published this year. I've never published a book. I've just recently started to look into how to write a book. So it's a New Year's resolution. It's something I want to do this year, but who knows? I have a long path ahead, and I don't even know what's going to be in this path. So maybe I won't get to it this year, but that's fine. I'm going to continue working on it. That's what's important. Little boo action. That's what's important. So I got that going on. I got to get back to working out, man. I've been slacking on the working out, and I can feel it. I feel so lazy. I feel fatter, man. My stomach is bulging out. Dominican things. So definitely gotta start working out again. Gotta do some ab workouts. And I have all the home stuff. I have like a push-up board. I have my rower. I have all my machines here and all the things I need to work out. So I gotta get back on the working out. And there's just so much I want to do. I want to go back to school. I told you guys that about a couple of weeks ago, I think. I want to go back to school. And if I don't do that, then find another path to pursue. Something else to work on. Something else to put my old time in. My time, all my time in. Y'all know what I'm saying. Y'all know what I'm saying. Let me know down below, guys, what your resolutions are. I want to know. How are you writing them down? The best thing is to write them down. I could never, ever, say it enough. Journal, write things down. Your mouth, such a powerful tool. Hey, yo. No Diddy. But your mouth is such a powerful tool when you speak. And then you take it to the next level when you put it into physical and write it. Think about that. The vibration you sent with your mouth, and then you turned it into physical by writing it. You're turning it into matter now. That's how your dreams come true. That's how God knows you're serious about what you want in life. Write little messages to yourself, and then you go back and you read them, and you're like, dude, I don't want to do anything. I'm fine, but I'll sleep. I'm about to lay down, but I'll put a movie on, and then you read that little note you wrote on your journal. Talking about, yeah, I'm going to do 10 push-ups tomorrow at least. When I get from work, I'm going to do another 10, and before bed, I'm going to do another 10, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, damn, do I really want to disappoint this person? This person that was me? What changed? You start asking yourself, what changed? And then the only answer is you're lazy. You're like, what changed? I'm tired. I'm lazy right now. So nothing really changed except you.
¿Cómo se dice en inglés? Not that way. Not that
Get
way.
up and do it. It's only, I'll read you a little verse from the Bible. I'm going to read it in the original, and then I'm going to read this translation I read the other day. So it's Proverbs 13:4. A sluggard's appetite is never filled, but the desires of the diligent are fully satisfied. What does that mean? Let's read that in plain English now. All that means is a lazy person will not get what he wants, but a hard worker gets everything he wants. So it doesn't matter what you want. Just put your all into it. Get to work. Start working hard. Show God that you really want it. He gonna give it to you. In ways that you can't imagine. In ways that you're like, what? Which reminds me, you know what? Enough about 2026. The New Year's passed. It's been a week already since the New Year's. You already seen what I did to my dad's house on the New Year's. Y'all haven't? Roll that clip.
Yeah, don't ask me how my New Year's went.
¡Ay, ahí va el otro! ¡Ahí va el otro! ¡Ahí va el otro! ¡Vamos en la calle! ¡Vamos en la calle!
So yeah, that's what happens on New Year's. Let's move on from New Year's. So my cousin is here, the boy JM. The boy JM is here visiting from outside the country. Been so happy to see him finally. So I hadn't seen the boy JM in a couple of years, so I could not wait to see him. So Mama calls me up, tells me that he's in town. So I was like, all right, I gotta pull up, hang out with him. Came to my house, we hung out, showed him the setup, showed him the shed. So it was Sunday, and me and the boy JM used to watch WWE like fiends when we were little, like fiends. We used to watch that shit 24/7. I see on Ticketmaster that Monday Night Raw was here in New York for Monday, so I was like, oh, that'd be kind of nice if I take the boy. The boy would enjoy it. I'll chow her here. I got us alright seats, not that close, but alright seats for last minute prices, $100 per ticket. That's pretty good to me. So we're like, boom, schedule it. Let's go see some Monday Night Raw, and then on Friday, SmackDown. Hey yo, no Diddy, no Diddy, no Diddy. Anyways, so boom, pick him up on Monday. We go to the train station, wait for the train. We picked up a couple beer skis, so we having a little pregame action. Boom. Get on the train. Nice little train ride. Boom. So the train gets there. We get to our stop before we have to go on the subway. So the train stops at the stop. We get out of the train, and as we're walking, I was wearing this jacket, and I was wearing some leather pants also to match the jacket. I was trying out a new little outfit. I tell the boy JM, yo, get a flick with me real quick, or take a flick of me real quick. Takes a picture of me, whatever. Gets a video of me walking. I'm like, okay, let me see what the fit looks like. So he comes back to me, and I'm like, oh. So he comes back to me, and I'm like, okay, I don't feel my phone on me, so I'm like, oh, can you pass me my phone, boy? He's like, I got your phone. I'm like, did I just hand you my phone to take pictures? Because I don't feel my phone on me. So I'm like, yeah, you must have just been like, here, my phone. Take some pictures of me. And he's like, I don't have your phone. And I'm like, Lord, what does this mean? So I'm like, okay, hold up. So I'm checking my pockets. I'm checking every pocket, my inside pocket. I checked it like 3 times. I'm like, wait a minute, no, wait. Wait, no. I'm like, no, this can't be right. This can't be right. And I'm panicking a little bit because the train left already. So I'm like, no, this can't be right. It's here somewhere. I'm looking on the floor. And I have my meta glasses on. So I'm like, wait. So I click on my metas. Nothing. Which means the phone is not connected. So I'm like, oh no. And I know I had my phone. I was using it on the train. So I'm like, great. So right away, try to call the train. There's like a line you can call, maybe get in contact with the train if you give them the train number. So I'm just trying to call that. Then we see a little kiosk across the train tracks. So, gotta go up the stairs, do a little round thing, come down the side, go to the kiosk. There's this funky ass guy in there. He's like, what is it? You know how like they have that microphone thing in here? They gotta press the button, like turn it on. So he's like, what is it? What is it? Lost phone? Is that what you said? Lost phone? Okay. What? What kind of phone? Give me a second. What kind of phone? He says, writing down all the wrong facts. As we're telling him the info, I'm watching him what he's writing. He's not writing the right things. He's like, oh, train number 6653. And I'm like, no, 353, sir. He's like, 353, whatever. He's on the phone for like 5 minutes. I'm like, okay, any luck? Are they checking right now? They're gonna call you back? Because I see him hang up. And he's like, well, no, I was on the phone with the train master. Or like the track master. I don't even know what the hell he was calling it. Yeah, I was on the phone with the train master. He's gonna contact the train. And then they'll let you know if they find it. And I'm like, bruh, this game of telephone ain't gonna get me my phone back. It's like, bruh, I'm losing hope at this point. I'm the type of person that if the problem's not resolved within the hour, maybe max 5 hours, lost cause. Start buying a new phone. So I'm like, great. I'm like, whatever. What am I worried about? What do I want my phone for right now? The tickets to get inside. So I go on the boy's phone, log in Ticketmaster, get the tickets. And I'm like, okay, there you go. We got the tickets. Right now, we're kind of good. We just go to the place and that's it. So you know what? It's fine. I'm like, it's fine, it's fine. I'm gonna wait till 12 o'clock. And then maybe by 12 we'll have an answer. We'll see. So we're sitting down, and like what? Like an hour and a half, 2 hours pass already. We're in the middle of the show. My girlfriend pulls out her phone and just randomly calls my phone. Just to be like, let me just try. We haven't called her in a while. They were spamming it beforehand, so just to try. And as I see her trying, I'm just like looking down, just looking. And we notice that like within like 5 seconds, the counter starts going on the call, which usually means someone answers. So we're like, oh, hot diggity dog. So we got the phone right here. We're like, hello. Hello, hello, hello. And like, it's loud as fuck. This show was going on. We're like, dude, this lady's gonna think we're insane. There was a lady on the phone. Or she's gonna be like, dude, I stole your phone. Don't call this phone again. It's my phone now. So get on the phone with this lady. She's like, hey, I found this phone. I want to give it back to you. Like, I even looked you up on Facebook. But now that I'm thinking about it, why is she even on my info? Now, how she know my info if she found the phone, there was mad calls on it, but that's it. How do you find out whose phone that is without unlocking it? I ain't got my info anywhere else on that phone. These are important questions. I gotta ask somebody how they how they figured. Anyways, where was I? Lady answers the phone. She's like, oh yeah, I'm trying to return this phone. I've been trying to reach out. I found your Facebook, this and that. And we're like, oh my lord, you're a savior. We're in the middle of a show right now. How do we, get in touch? So my girlfriend gave her her numbers, texted her the address. It was 30 minutes from where we were. Obviously, we're in the city, and also 30 minutes from home, the train station also. So it was like, okay, she's right in the middle of us and home. So we just went back home, got in the car, and drove back to her and got my phone. Now, in the middle of the night, there, I'm kind of like, I'm just a little stressed, a little annoying. It's a perfect night. Something bad had to happen, bad. So I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, I'm like, man, I had such a good day. I couldn't wait to go out. We're having a good time. Then I started thinking, I'm like, wait. I'm like, this feels eerily like a specific scenario. My whole day is going great. Having a blast. Couldn't wait to go to the show. Boom, we go to the show, everything's great. And then I lose my phone. And then I lose my phone. I'm like, so now I'm supposed to be like, F this, F that, screw the whole night. We're done. Even then, speaking of, let's go back. Speaking of, we were on the second train going to our destination. And JM was like, we're going home, right? And I was like, what do you mean we're going home? I was like, we haven't even gone to the show. And he's like, oh, but I thought you were pissed. You lost your phone. You're like, screw this. We're going home. And I'm like, dude, what are you talking about? The night just started. We're about to have a blast. I'm like, dude, I got to make sure your night is good. So I was like, it ain't even about me. It's not even about me. Why would I ruin their night? I was like, what if? I was like, you know what, God? I looked up. I said, I picked up the test. I got it. I'm gonna go through this night like nothing has even happened, and I'm gonna see how you gonna give me this phone back. I was like, I'm gonna see how you're gonna get this phone back to me because again, I don't think so. I'm thinking like maybe this is gonna be the first time that I'm finally gonna hit me up from the train and be like, we found it, whatever. So I'm like, let's see how Guy's gonna give me this phone back. So we go back to the train station, go back to 30 minutes that way to pick up the phone. Get to the lady's house, tell her we're there. Couple minutes, she comes out. She's like, don't be losing your shit. She looked like a nice young girl. Didn't look like she was even 30. Looked like she's a mom in there. But God bless her heart. I gave her whatever cash I had on me. I had $40. So I was like, listen, I was something is something. She literally got my phone and she was walking away right away. Like she didn't want nothing. She didn't expect anything. She didn't ask for anything. You know, she's walking away. I'm like, God bless you. I'm like, hey, wait here. And I gave her $40. She didn't even look at what I gave her. She just took it. She knew it was cash, I'm sure. She took it, went back inside, and that's it. That was it. I was on my way home. I don't know this lady. I have her Facebook now because she DM'd me about the phone. Again, I don't know how she found my Facebook. But I didn't even add her, so I have her Facebook. I know her name from that, but I didn't even add her. And I already forgot her name. I read that once. But that just goes to show you that that whole night, if you look at it from the outside picture, from the bigger picture, that whole night, nothing went different if I would have had my phone. Like we would have done the same exact thing. I would have had my phone with me. We would have seen the show, gone home. I would have gotten home earlier. That's the only difference. So what could have, what, it all went the same. It all went the same. So I started thinking to myself, why did God take me on that ride? Why did God take me on that journey? Did he want to test me, see if I was going to get mad and say, screw this, screw that? Maybe. Maybe I learned my lesson. Maybe next time something happens, I'll look at the bigger picture and be like, it's whatever. It's a material thing. It's futile, whatever. Maybe my cousin JM learned a lesson from that. Maybe because he thought, oh crap, man, another person would have bugged out and been like, we're going home. Maybe he was like, oh, I would have been like that. Maybe I shouldn't be like that. Or this is what I really think happened. I really think maybe somehow, some way, that lady needed that money. $40 is not a lot for you, for me. I was willing to give it away like nothing. Maybe her kids needed that. Maybe she needed that. Maybe for food. Maybe she was starving. Her kids were starving. Maybe they needed food on the table. Maybe they needed money for her son's prom. I remember when I went to prom. I didn't have no money, and prom was a week away, and I was like, oh man, I still need like $250. Like, what am I gonna do? And I ended up telling my cousin, and she felt really bad. And she noticed how I refused to ask my parents for help, my brother for help. I wasn't that type of person. So she told them, and they were like, "Are you kidding me? Like you could have just told us, and we would have helped you. What if she's in that? What if she has nobody to help her? What if she has no one there for her? What if she does, and she didn't want to ask, and she needed someone to walk in and be like, "Yeah, it's for you." I will never know why God took me on that ride. I know that we had a great time. It was a great day. And God has continued to bless me since. He's been blessing me before that day, and he's been blessing me since. You guys gotta be positive. Gotta be positive. I truly believe that whatever comes out of your mouth will become true. The people trying to lose weight, oh, they look at each other every day, oh, I'm fat, I'm fat, I'm fat. You are what you say you are. Your body's gonna listen to you and be like, sure thing, little piggy, you are. Let's keep eating. If you tell yourself, I'm skinny, I'm skinny, I'm skinny, not even I'm skinny, maybe you're not skinny. Don't lie. I'm skinnier. You're skinnier than yesterday. You're skinnier than 2 days ago. You're skinnier than last week. You lost 1 pound, 2 pounds, 5 pounds. You're skinnier. Give your body the chance. Tell your body that every day, and two things will happen. You'll realize that you are, period. Or you're really, really not. You're on the opposite side of the coin, and your brain is going to be like, listen, I am tired of you saying this BS and it's not true. I'm going to look this way instead of looking that way this time. And this way, maybe we'll find the answers to being skinnier. So, maybe we're not there yet. But progress is what counts. A little bit of progress daily, 1% daily, whatever it is daily. That's what counts. Right, Maduro? That's what counts. So, moral of the story is, I regret nothing. No regrets. I thank God. Jesus got my back. He's the protector. He's the one that knows it all. He tells me to worry about today, to worry about the right now that he got tomorrow. And that's it. That's it. Right, Maduro, anything you need to say to the audience? Anything? Forgot you got the thing up. Anything you gotta say, man? If you wanna say something, now's your chance.
Venga por mí. Aquí lo espero en Miraflores. No hace tarde en llegar. ¡Cobarde!
Okay.
Venga por mí,
right.
cobarde.
We'll leave it at that. We'll leave it at that. Guys, you guys know how much I enjoy talking to you weekly. I'm chilling now. It's been In the Shed. Your host with the most, the boy Hancer. Today we had the pleasure of interviewing, for the first time since touching down in the United States, the ex-president of ex-dictator of Venezuela, Nicolás Maduro. We'll catch you guys next time. I don't know if you'll be here next time, rocking the Nike tech. What pow?
How does this all come together, Kwame? Well, I'll tell you. On December 22nd, CEO of Apple / on the board of directors of Nike, Tim Cook, buys up $3 million worth of Nike stock. And then on December 29th, CEO of Nike, Elliott Hill, invests $1 million in the stock as well. At that point, you're like, something must be going on. Well, let's fast forward to January 3rd. And unless you live under a rock, you know that Venezuelan president, Nicolás Maduro, was snatched up by the United States and brought back to the U.S. That is a major political event. And as we know, when major political events occur, it affects the economy. What we don't think about sometimes is how much it affects individual companies. The U.S. went on to submit one piece of photo evidence to prove that Maduro is on his way back to the U.S. And lo and behold, out of everything Maduro could have been wearing in the picture, he was wearing Nike Tech. And on that day, Nike Tech searches absolutely flew over the moon, which could have a positive impact on the stock. I mean, check it out today. It's looking pretty good, and it's definitely looking pretty good over the last week. So I'm not saying that all of these things are related. I'm just saying it's pretty coincidental if they're not.
Not a doctor. Shh.